Excuse me. Where are you from? Are you from this group? Are you from this group? No? You have to do the footpath. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, how are you? You got a name? No, you just go. Very cool. I don't understand why you're so ashamed that you won't actually show your face. And glasses and the hoodie. That's right.
Nice to meet you. You're a journalist. Yeah.
जो भी होगा यार
Who are you filming for? Ah.
Assalamu alaikum. So we're back here outside Tvnz. I want to give you some words that you steadfastly avoid, hide, refuse to say. And they revolve around 75 years of crimes against humanity. So listen up. I suspect you know this, but you're silent about it. Illegal occupation. More than 75 years. Land theft. Write them down, guys. Land theft. Ethnic cleansing. Apartheid. You know, Aotearoa came out in droves to oppose South African apartheid. Eventually, it made the news. New Zealand media outlined that apartheid. Israeli apartheid? Tvnz, New Zealand media? Not so much. And for 6 months now, over 6 months, we have a well-planned Israeli genocide running in Gaza. A genocide that the politicians in Israel told us they would do. Tvnz? What? Genocide? Schmenocide? No one actually talk about it. So let's go back. 75 years of crimes against humanity. Tvnz? Silence. Illegal occupation. Land theft. Are you taking notes? Although I think you know the facts. It's just that you don't want to actually publish them as a press organisation or a media organisation. It's not in what you do. Ethnic cleansing. Let's go back to 1948. More than 750,000 Palestinians ethnically cleansed. 80% of the people in Gaza are refugees from the land that is now occupied and run by Israel. not start with this latest round of genocide. More than 200,000 Palestinians have been driven from their homes and land. Before the neighbouring countries moved in to protect them. Apartheid and genocide. Why are we here today? Jack Tate on Q&A. Jack Tate. A man who seemingly has won awards for journalism is up for another award for journalism. Rolled on his back and played puppy to the Israeli ambassador. Jack, in his sense of being even-handed, instead of inviting the ambassador for genocide Israel into the studio for an interview, Jack took our money, public funds, and flew to Wellington. He went into the Israeli embassy and he sat there on a set that had been organised by Israel. One of the most disgusting, shameful things I have seen in a very long time is Jack Tate allowed the Israeli flag to sit beside the New Zealand flag. Shame. A professional would have said that is totally irresponsible.
Who's paying you, mate? Who's paying you?
Out of the screenshot, because that illegitimately ties Israel to
Just the
New
usual
Zealand.
intimidation, eh? Wow. Good on you.
So why, Jeff? You're a professional. Why did you allow that to stay? Are we looking at incompetence? Or are we looking at complicity? What the hell are you thinking about? To allow a country carrying out genocide in the Middle East, in Palestine, in Gaza, to tie Aotearoa New Zealand's flag to the genocidal flag of Israel. Why? For goodness sakes, why? You're a professional. You know what was being set up. You have to know. But you allowed it to happen. I don't get you, Jack. Stupid or complicit? Complicit or stupid? One or two. There is no explanation. So, genocidal Israel. Jack Tate. Probably an hour and a half during that interview because it was pre-recorded. And the program was 75 minutes, like 45 minutes long. Jack Tate sat and allowed lie after lie, misrepresentation after misrepresentation to stand without real investigation. The genocidal Israel owned Jack Tate. I watched it. And I can see the Israeli ambassador, he continued to smile. Either because he's pulling the wool over your eyes, or because he knew you were on his side, that you had decided to set up to back Israeli genocide. So genocidal Israel owned Jack Tate. Shame. And the people here. The government puts their hand in our pockets and takes out the money to pay your salary at Tvnz. And this is what you dish up smiles at you. So Tvnz, platform, genocide deniers, without really challenging it, they're going to say, so this is pre-recorded for one chapter there. He videoed his parts of the front of the interview and after the interview. Jack Payne had the opportunity to put this whole thing in context. More than 75 years of illegal occupation, land theft, ethnic cleansing, apartheid, and now genocide. But Jack Payne couldn't be bothered in actually putting this thing in context. He sat there and as Israel does, pretty much started the clock on October the 7th. The Israeli ambassador, good God, he said on October the 6th, there was a ceasefire. Are you kidding me? For decades and decades, Israel has been going into Gaza, killing people willy-nilly. They call it mowing the grass, as if they don't consider Palestinians to be human beings. But you did actually bring this up with him. As a professional, you would have known the quality Israeli ambassador said there was a ceasefire 2 weeks before Israel was proud of Muslims in Gaza, killing people in cars. So much for the ceasefire that you did not question that. You did not question it. The lies that you allowed to stand without question. For goodness sake, even anybody taking 5 minutes to Google this, and you have a team working for you, digging out the facts. But you can't be bothered with that. Why, for goodness sake? Why? It's genocide. Genocide. 75 years of abuse, massacres, ethnic cleansing, land theft. And you can't even be bothered to look past October the 7th. So Jack, you gave the Israeli ambassador, as he smirked and he smiled at you, knowing he had you under control, you gave him a platform for genocide denial, for altering the facts and telling you different things that were not true. And you did not pull up on that. So we'll have a look at some of what this ambassador gave you, and you were too gutless to question.
Every time the media lies!
Every time a diplomatic mission in Syria. And you know the law, but you sat there and allowed the Israeli ambassador to redefine the country's diplomatic quarters. You allowed him to lie and say it wasn't part of the Iranian diplomatic quarters. You didn't push back. You just allowed that lie to stand. At least you brought it up, but you allowed the Israeli ambassador to change the definition that you know was not true. And having a military person in an office, in a consulate, it means that every New Zealand consulate and embassy around the world will be a target because our military will spend time in those offices. Every American consulate and embassy must be a target based on what you allowed to stand, because the Americans have spies and military people in every consulate and every embassy. Do you not get what you are allowed to be said? It is stupid and ridiculous for you not to push back on that. You asked, what if it was an Israeli consulate? And he just skirted the issue, danced around the issue, and you allowed him. You didn't hammer him home on it. You just let him go on and on as he walked down the clock. You asked about October the 7th, and as I said before, you didn't position it overall. You said you allowed the ambassador to say there was a ceasefire on October the 6th, and we've outlined why there was no ceasefire. Israel had been killing people all the way up to October the 7th. The ambassador said 1,400 people were butchered. God damn it, Jim. You're not meant to take up his talking points and just, state them again and again. You're meant to leave that to him, but you picked up the word butchered. Why the hell would you want to lean over to him and give him and support what he's saying? They were his words. They weren't meant to be yours, but you turned them into yours. Shame on you. That 1,400, you must have watched it. It's been walked back again and again and again. There are about 1,100, just over 1,100 people killed, Israelis. What you didn't mention, you allowed them to imply these were all innocent civilians. What you didn't mention, that 350 were Israeli soldiers on duty in their military posts. About 6 military posts surrounding Gaza, where the soldiers come out again and again and again with sniper rifles to kill Palestinians, to actually oppress Palestinians and force that genocidal fence around the concentration that Egypt created in Gaza. You allowed him to imply 1,400 Israeli civilians were killed. It wasn't that. It wasn't anywhere near that. The other thing is, a lot of the Israelis killed were between the ages of 18 and 40. These are the ones that are off duty. They would all have been the vast majority of the Israeli military reserve. Israel targets Gazan policemen and anyone they want in Gaza when they're at home with their families, off duty, and Israel kills them. But somehow, when it's an Israeli soldier and a raid, they're not meant to be killed. Israel reserves the right to kill Palestinians, but the Palestinians are not allowed the right to fight back. So people killed. gunships? How do people get burnt to death in their cars? I'll give you a hint, Jack. Israeli Hellfire missiles fired from helicopter gunships, hitting Israeli vehicles with Israelis in it, killed hundreds of Israelis. So take that 1,400, drop it back to 1,100, take another 350 off. We're heading down to about 700 people killed. Take a few more hundred off there, and the ones that were killed by Israeli Hellfire missiles, we're coming down to 500 already. Did you see the report interview of the young Israeli tank driver who said that she was ordered to fire tank shells into a building where Israelis were hiding or Israelis were held by Hamas operatives? There's another 50 to 80 there. So we're coming down, the discount comes down, possibly 422. Civilians, tank shell, Hellfire missile. Let's get on to the Hannibal Directive. Because once again, you seem to be ignorant of this. The Hannibal Directive is where Israel will kill its own civilians if they look as though they're being captured by Hamas or an enemy. Write that one down, Google it, the Hannibal Directive, where Israel has a policy of killing its own people to stop them being captured. A few years ago, Sergeant Golden was caught and he was spirited away. Israel dropped about 51-ton bomb into a Palestinian residential neighborhood, trying to kill him so he wasn't taken captive. The Hannibal Directive. I know of no other country that will actually deliberately kill its own civilians to stop them being taken captive. But Israel does. So, Hellfire missile, misrepresenting it as numbers of killed. 350 Israeli soldiers, tank shell. You couldn't even be bothered looking it up, putting it in context. Shame, Jack, shame. Shame!
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for being here today. We're going to have that 12 o'clock Tvnz news brief brought to you by the New Zealand public that opposes the Tvnz propaganda. Thank you. More than 10 children a day are losing their limbs in Gaza. Apartheid Israel has also killed 15,000 plus of them. Apartheid Israel have beheaded, mutilated, raped, bombed, executed, sniped, buried alive, tortured, bulldozed, crushed to death, burned to death, and starved to death civilians in Gaza, majority of whom are children. All of this has been corroborated and reported on by Al Jazeera, EU, Arabic, UN officials, Palestinian Red Crescent, Gaza Health Ministry, Defense for Children International, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Middle East Eye, UNN, Palestinian journalists on the ground in Gaza, and more. But not Tvnz. These crimes are also being used as evidence in the International Court of Justice against Apartheid Israel's genocide trial. I don't know how many times I also need to say this, but 50% of Gaza's population are children. That's over 1 million. Many of these children will never be able to fulfill some of their dreams because of the terror that has been waged upon them by this barbaric apartheid entity. We will never forgive, we will never forget. We demand Tvnz to refrain from parroting the Israeli propaganda narrative and return to practice its duty of professional journalism. I repeat, I will repeat this 3 times. If you are listening, listen to this. We demand Tvnz to refrain from parroting the Israeli propaganda narrative and return to practice its duty of professional journalism. We are here to demand Tvnz to refrain from parroting the Israeli propaganda narrative and return to practice its duty of professional journalism. Tvnz, it is your duty to report the truth, to be a professional journalism institution, and to stop parroting the Israeli propaganda narrative. Thank you. Woo!
I remember someone who used to say, journalism, if you sit in a room and someone says it's raining outside, you're meant to not take their word for it. You're meant to go outside and see if it's raining. But Jack, when the Israeli ambassador gave you his liberty of life, you nodded as if he was telling the truth. You couldn't even be bothered after the interview going back because you heard it. The interview, it wasn't live. You couldn't even be bothered going back and looking up what you had been told. The lies, the prevarication, everything that was fed to you. You left it up without question. What he told you was talking about the decapitation. The 40 decapitations that they said, debunked by the Israeli military itself. God, everybody here knows this. Why didn't you push back? There was only one baby killed on that day. Nowhere near where they said the decapitation took place. There was about 17 or 18 children there under the age of 18. So none of the lies that you were fed was true. People born and burned alive. That was walked back. Except they were caused by Israeli hellfire missiles which we've covered earlier. Mass rapes. The Israeli military debunked it. But you allowed that lie to stand. The ambassador talks about people just going about their activities, didn't mention the military bases. The ambassador spoke about de-weaponizing Hamas without you stating that Hamas was set up to oppose Fatah. Hamas is a creation of Israel. The Netanyahu funded Hamas to the tune of millions upon millions of dollars. You didn't actually call him up on this fact that a lot of people know. said, no one is seriously counting people. Another lie. The Hamas Ministry of Health, when they say a number, they have counted every person. They have every name of the people slaughtered by Israel. The Israeli ambassador refuses to accept the numbers provided by the Ministry of Health. The question was, you asked, do 13,000 children in Gaza deserve to die? The ambassador did not say no. He said, do children in Israel deserve to die? And you said no. The point being that what he did, and you complied with, is he equated the number of children dying in Israel to the number of children dying in Gaza. You're meant to be a professional. You should have pointed out the number of children dying. 17 Israelis, 13,000 Palestinians, almost 1,000 to 1 ratio. You let it stand as if the figures and the numbers are the same. Jack, for God's sake, do your job. When you pointed out 30,000 have been killed, the ambassador said Israel operates under international law, conventions and rules of combat. That is another bare-faced lie. When an Israeli sniper lines up a church member in a compound in Gaza, just trying to get across the compound and go to the toilet, and an Israeli sniper kills her. I am trying to work out which international law allows that. And Jack, it doesn't. Time after time, Israeli soldiers blowing up buildings, destructions of hospitals, universities, water systems, residential houses, all are private humanity. But you listen, keep on saying that Israel operates under international law. It doesn't, Jack. Shame.
Jack, shame, we see you!
Jack, shame, we see you!
Propaganda through and through!
Propaganda through and through!
Jack, shame, you can hide!
Jack, shame, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
You're supporting genocide!
Jack, shame, you can hide!
Jack, shame, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
You're supporting genocide!
Shame, shame, shame on you!
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 Blood, blood, blood on your hands!
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 Every time the media lies!
Every time the media lies!
A neighborhood in Gaza dies!
Neighborhood in Gaza dies!
Every time the media lies!
Every time the media
A
lies!
neighborhood in Gaza dies!
Neighborhood in Gaza dies!
Do your job!
Do your job!
Do your job!
Do your job! Do your job! Do your job! Do your job! Do your job! Do your job! Do your job! Do your job! Do your job! Do Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Gaza will be free.
Gaza will be free.
Every time the media lies,
Every time the media lies,
a neighborhood in Gaza dies.
a neighborhood in Gaza dies.
A neighborhood in Gaza dies.
Neighborhood in Gaza dies.
A neighborhood in Gaza dies.
Neighborhood in Gaza dies.
Jack Shane, we see you.
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 Propaganda through and through.
Propaganda through and through.
Propaganda through and through.
Propaganda through and through.
Every time the media lies,
Every time the media
a
lies,
neighborhood in Gaza dies.
neighborhood in Gaza dies.
Every time the media lies,
Every time the media
a
lies,
neighborhood in Gaza dies.
neighborhood in Gaza dies.
Blood, blood, blood on your hands.
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 Shame, shame, shame on you.
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 Jack Shane, you can't hide.
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 You're supporting genocide.
You're supporting genocide.
You're supporting genocide.
You're supporting genocide.
Jack Shane, we see you.
Jack Shane, we see you.
Propaganda through and through.
Propaganda through and through.
Jack Shane, we see you.
Jack Shane, we see you.
Propaganda through and through.
Propaganda through and through.
I'll carry on for a little while longer. My voice died. And it's nothing in comparison to what Israel is doing to the people in Gaza. One of the things that Israel does, it uses AI to create kill lists. And on the kill list, they don't have a look at how many civilians they'll kill to kill one Hamas soldier. So to kill one Hamas soldier, they will drop a whole building. That in itself is a war crime. But to kill 30, 40, 50 people, to kill one soldier, you're allowed the ambassador lie again and again about proportionality. Killing 30 or 40 people, civilians, women, children to kill one Hamas soldier is not proportionality. But you're allowed the lie to stand, Jack. You're allowed the lie to stand. Amazing how many more points you get out of a 45-minute propaganda documentary. You started, as I said, repeating the word butchered. You allowed the question of proportionality to stand where it was a lie. And then you allowed the ambassador to lie. People in Gaza as evil creatures, creatures from hell. A creature is not really a human being, is it, Jack? It's the way people dehumanize the population to allow them to be slaughtered in their thousands and to allow people watching to actually know and say, if you're killing, slaughtering, butchering creatures from hell, that's just okay, and you allowed that to stand. He said it 2 or 3 times, the dehumanization of the Palestinian population in Gaza, and you did not pull him back.
were put to death. You allowed the same language used by the Nazis to be used by this man, this Zionist from Israel. Shame on you! Shame on you, Jack! Shame! You have children. Could you ever consider anybody calling them creatures? Creatures from hell. You open me up in arms, but not when it's Palestinians. The Israeli ambassador said they waited 3 weeks before attacking Gaza. Bloody hell, were you asleep? The bombing started on October the 8th. Not 3 weeks. All it took them was time to load the bomb onto the jet planes, bring the artillery up, load the guns and start firing. You bought the lie in 3 weeks. Josh, were you asleep for 21 days? It was all over the news, the bombing, the killing, the slaughter by Israel of innocent Palestinian civilians. But you didn't question it, you just allowed the lie to stand. Israel said it gave Palestinians a chance to get out of the kill zone, to move through safe passages. This is after having bombed the hell out of them. To move through safe passages to safe zones. And as the Palestinians did, as the Israelis demanded, what happened, Jack? Did you even think to have a look at it? In the safe passages they were being slaughtered. In the safe zones they were being bombed. You didn't bring this up with the ambassador, you just allowed his lies to stand. Sure, he gave the warning. Get into that corridor. If it's easier to kill people when they're crowded together. And you just let him go on. Bullet point, after bullet point, after bullet point. How do you see? Think of the lives that would say in Israel by Israel incursion. An incursion of something would take place, you know. An incursion in the park, you know, to have a drink. You said incursion, for God's sake. More than 6 months of genocide. It's an invasion, an attack, a genocide, ethnic cleansing, and you call it incursion. And what planet are you on? Just what planet? The ambassador said they use lawyers to make sure everything they do is legal. But we see the destruction of residential buildings played out time and time again by Israeli soldiers, posting on TikTok, posting on their social media, vote against humanity, Jack. But you didn't even voice over to point that out. He lied. They do use lawyers, but all they do is to say, how are we going to spin this so that the crime against humanity won't look so much like. Now about genocide among civilians, as you said again and again, the Israeli ambassador said, we all know that Hamas is buried deep underground in Gaza. They aren't in and amongst the civilians in great numbers. But the Israelis, instead of going after Hamas in the tunnels like a professional army would do, it bombed the people of Gaza. Go back to Nahia in Lebanon. bomb the hell out of everybody, civilians especially, and don't go after Hamas. You knew you couldn't do it in Lebanon. You know you can't do it in Gaza, and hence the slaughter. You asked the ambassador, is it okay to kill civilians? More than 30,000, more than 75,000 wounded. And the ambassador said, if it's the best option on the ground, he said that they might think that genocide is the best option. Did you question it? Oh, really? Not Daddy Jack. You allowed him to say that killing civilians, genocide, crimes against humanity were the best option on the ground. Hey, complicit or stupid? Stupid or complicit, Jack Payne? Which are you? Complicit! You allowed him to say that Gaza voted for Hamas. You know when the last election was? 16 years ago. 18 years ago, somebody's corrected me. Hamas won the vote. I think it was 53%. So your excuse, the ambassador's excuse for slaughtering Israel's way through the population of Gaza is that Hamas won the election and therefore everybody in Gaza is Hamas and therefore everybody can be killed. 18 years ago, 13,000 children defined as people under the age of 18 have been killed in Gaza. Did you ask the ambassador if all those unborn children voted for Hamas? Were you quick enough on your feet to point it out? You weren't. Stupid or complicit, Jack? Complicit! Complicit or stupid? I listened to the interview. I just think I come to that conclusion, but you just can't. You're a professional. I understand being put up for an award. If you get that award, for goodness sake, what the hell is New Zealand media up to? The Israeli ambassador killing civilians isn't the best option. Genocide is an okay option. I'll rest my voice for a while, and I'll be back.
Netanyahu and all the Zionist movement. So shame. But Jack Tate, you are one of ours, and you have let down your country. You have let down your people. You have let down Palestine, and I hope you can live with that. Free, free! Free, free!
Palestine!
One!
People!
Two!
We won't be silent!
Three!
We are returning soon, 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 soon!
One!
We are the people!
Two!
We won't be silent!
Three!
We are returning soon, 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 soon!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
From the to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Go on, thank you!
I'm just going to reiterate again on the earlier statement that we demand Tvnz to refrain from parenting in the Israeli propaganda narrative and return to practice its duty of a professional journalist. Now we thank everyone that here has been vocal about exposing that New Zealand Tvnz with its complicity in not covering the genocide. How come you are not covering the mass graves discovered by the Shima Hospital? 400, 500 people discovered in mass graves. Isn't that news worthy of reporting? Again, we thank here our comrades that have come up and spoken to expose this institution of propaganda and lies. We demand Tvnz to refrain from parroting the Israeli narrative and the Israeli propaganda and return to practice its duty of professional journalism. Yeah.
We're approaching 1 o'clock. I'll very quickly cover 2 last bullet points really quickly. 130 and more journalists have been deliberately targeted and slaughtered in Gaza. Palestinian journalists. Yet you don't bring this up. You just leave it. Israel claims, the ambassador claims, it's acting in the most moral way in urban warfare. 2 flat guns in 24 hours. The problem is it's systematically destroying civilian infrastructure, hospitals, schools, university, houses, roads, water lines, power generation, blocking food, water, medical aid. It's not the most moral way, but you allow that lie to stand. You asked about famine, and he spoke about there hasn't been 6 months of famine. Famine boom. Running out of food then leads into famine, and he's saying nobody's died. They have. People are dying of famine today in Gaza, and you allow that lie to stand. He said there's no kind of book to control this kind of warfare. Another blatant, outright lie. There are rules of warfare, and just because Israel doesn't like to live by them, doesn't mean they don't exist. But you know that, but you refuse to actually pull them up on it. Stupid or complicit, Jack?
Complicit! Yes!
The mug here is complicit. He said Israel is the first country to carry out this kind of urban warfare. It's been going on for 100 years, Jack. He lied to you. You rolled over and like a puppy let him stroke your stomach as he's doing, as he lied again and again and again. Bullet points. I made 8 pages of bullet points of the lies that you allowed him to say. He denies genocide, and then you allow him to try to redefine international legal definition of genocide. You didn't push hard enough on the International Court of Justice, where the real international legal definition of genocide was applied. And Israel is looking like it is committing genocide. You allowed him to try to redefine it. Complicit or troopers? Complicit! How will the kids of Gaza feel about Israel? Put yourself in their shoes, church. Systematically being starved to death, watching their hell bombed into dust and rubble, watching their friends killed by Israeli snipers and bombs, watching their parents being injured and killed by Israeli bombs, hearing their friends because Israel refuses to allow the medical system and the medical facilities into Gaza, hearing their friends having limbs amputated with no anesthetics, Jack. No anesthetics. Where's your humanity? Did you ever stop, sit down, close your eyes, think about a time when you were injured, feeling ill, got stung by a bee, close your eyes, and then consider a pain 100 times worse than that. As to save a child's life, a doctor had to amputate an arm or a leg, but you allowed this Israeli ambassador of genocidal Israel to keep on pushing lie after lie after lie. Believe now, 2 more pages of bullet points. I could go on. Where's your guts? When you return? I saw a letter sent to you. After 75 minutes of propaganda on Sunday morning, Tvnz reached out to the Palestinian community to offer a very brief, less than 2-minute interview. 75 minutes of propaganda for Israel. 2 minutes for Palestine. Tvnz, you couldn't be any more complicit if you tried and actually said you were trying. When will we see the documentary outlining, pulling apart the Israeli ambassador's lies and showing point by point by point his lies, and where Jack Payne rolled over for him? When are we going to see the interview with the Palestinian community that have been mocked and lied about in your program? When will Tvnz become the journalistic arm of the media that Aotearoa New Zealand deserves? Not while you work there, Jack. If you had a shred of dignity, you would resign tomorrow and go back to journalism school to learn about your action in that interview. You've done it.
No more bias, no more lies!
No more fire!
on you.
Shame, shame, shame on you.
Shame, shame, shame on you.
Shame, shame, shame on you.
Blood, blood, blood on your hands.
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 Shame, shame, shame on you.
Shame, shame, shame on you.
Free, free,
Palestine,
free, free.
Palestine.
Right, last one. One, we are the people. Two,
We won't be silent.
three.
We are returning soon, 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 soon.
Good, thank you guys. What I want you to do, REU. Look up REU. I've been informed that there may be a real documentary about Jack sometime this weekend. Look it up. They probably say when, probably Saturday. Real journalists doing real work. Thank you.
And thank you to our undercover photographer and videographer over here. A round of applause to him.
And thank you very much for coming today. We'll see you at the next action. Thank you. We have a rally, Palestine rally. Further mark, 2 o'clock on Sunday, Palestine rally. I don't think it's all out here square. Tvnz, can you report that, please? We have a rally this Sunday at Bridge Mark, 2 p.m. Thank you. So that rally is Italian. For about $19 or $17, I can do it online here. So you'll be set up with your funeral shroud for Sunday, 2 o'clock. Kia ora. A special thank you to Neil from PCNA for organizing this. He lost 100% of his voice, but focus for the stuff.
Whakatake te hau ki te nuru. Whakatake te hau ki te nuru. Kia mā kina kina ki ta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hia ki ana te ao tā kura. He tio, he huka, he hauhu, ti hei, mauri ora.
Free, free. Free, free. Free, free. Yeah.
Get a copy of the footage. You covered most things.
You should have just dressed as the public man. Like, come on. So embarrassing.